going to go on with our material in your pupils book. We are in Unit 9, Period 2, which is in the original book, while in the blended material, it is Unit 6, Period 2 also. We started talking about the text that discusses the criteria for choosing or including a game in the Olympics, which is decided by the IOC. We talked about the most important criterion, which is international popularity, which is to have a tradition and to be played and watched by enough people in enough countries. Then we discussed why baseball was dropped from the Olympics, although it is internationally popular. And we said it is a combination of geography and politics because there is no interest or a little interest in the sport in Europe, and most of the members in the IOC are European. This is why it was excluded or dropped from the Olympics. Let's go on reading with paragraph 3 of the text. Start, ya Ibrahim, please.
Of the other sports not yet included, one that stands out is squash. Squash, I
Squash,
think.
squash.
Squash. It
Yeah.
has a long tradition and it's played all over the world. It's also more obviously a real sport than some other Olympic sport. In fact, in more mysterious why certain sports are included. Take speed, take speed walking, for example, a long-standing Olympic regular. The rules say that I think what's that?
The rule says that the athletes يعني the sports peoples,
The athletes
رياضيين.
have to have both feet and connect with the ground at all times and must keep their legs straight. The result, to me at least, look very silly.
Good. So he moves, I mean, the writer of the article moves to another sport, which is not included yet. Now, baseball was included then in 1984, then it was excluded or it dropped in 2012. But this sport was not included at all till now, which is squash. Now, according to the criterion, to the most important criterion, squash has a tradition and is played all over the world. Yani, does it match the most important criterion for choosing a game in the Olympics at توجيهي? According to the description, does squash match the most important criterion for choosing a game in the Olympics, Ibrahim?
True, for sure.
Yes, yes. As he said, it has a long tradition and is played all over the world, which means it is internationally popular. So why it is not included in the Olympics, although it matches this criterion. Now, he talks about now moves to the reality of the sport. Yani he said that squash is a really sport more many other sports or some other Olympic sports, but till now it is not included in the Olympics. So this is something mysterious, as the writer said. It has a tradition. It is played all over the world. I mean, squash. It is a real sport. Why it is not included, while other sports which are included for a long time in the Olympics, they are not real ones. They are not serious sports, and um, they are included there. So this is something mysterious. What is the example of an unreal sport that he mentions in the text? It is included in the Olympics, although it is an unreal sport. The name of the sport, يا توجيهي. Huh? Can you see this expression, speed walking? This is the photo or the picture of the game. Speed walking. Look at it. According to the writer of the article, he considered this sport as unreal sport. It's not an يعني a real sport. It's an artificial one. Why does he consider it like that? What are the rules or the way in which athletes of speed walking play it or do it? Yes. Yes, yeah, Ilham, can you answer, please? Describe speed walking. How do they play it? Type Ibrahim, you can do that, please.
The rules say that the athletes have to have both feet and connect with the ground at all
In
times
contact.
and and
Yeah.
must keep their legs straight.
The result looks very silly. Yani when they walk, they do not walk. I mean, the athletes of speed walking, they do not walk in the real sport as ordinary people walk. They keep both of their feet in contact with the ground. They do not raise their feet from the ground. ما بيرفعوا رجلهم على الأرض. This is number one. This is why it is unreal. And the second thing, they must keep their legs straight. They shouldn't lean their legs. ما بيثنوا جريهم. This means this is an unreal sport or an unreal sport. And the result, when you look at them while they are walking, this is something silly. Despite this way of doing this game, I mean, speed walking, it is included in the Olympics for a long time. While squash, which is a real sport and an international popular one, is not included. This is why you consider this as a mysterious thing. Now, we have the expression long-standing Olympic regular. What does it mean, yeah, توجيهي? What do you mean by saying something is a long-standing thing? Long-standing Olympic regular. What does it mean? Ah, what do you think? Long-standing? Take speed walking, for example, a long-standing Olympic regular. Ibrahim, can you give an answer for this, please?
I think it's played for a long time. Like
Again,
the time for playing it takes a lot of time.
you mean when
That's it.
do it, they need a lot of time?
Yes, يعني we can
No,
say
when I say it is
in
a long-standing
one.
Olympic regular, what do you mean by regular? Regular معناها شو؟ متكرر مش هيك؟
Yes,
يعني this game, speed walking, is played in the Olympics for a long time, regularly without being dropped.
yeah. Teacher,
Yes, I think I had the internet again. Can you hear me, توجيهي?
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Again, long-standing Olympic regular means that this game is played for a long time regularly in the Olympics. That's the idea of long-standing. Type. We have one. This pronoun refers to one. Yes, please. One that stands. Ibrahim. One. Ilham, what do you think?
One of sports.
Yes, one sport. Tab 8 in the same line, line 11. Ibrahim.
Squash.
Squash, that's right. Now, long standing, as I said, it is the expression that expresses that this game is played or repeated in the Olympics for a long time. طبعا the rules of speed walking, huh? There, line 15. There. Yes, يا إلهام.
Athletes.
Athletes, that's right. To me, in the same line 15 again. Ibrahim.
The writer or the
The
narrator.
writer of the article. Yes, that's the writer of the article. Let's read the last paragraph. Hala, if you can, please. From line 16 till the end. Yes, it seems that Hala couldn't read. So, Jamil, Jamil, can you read the last paragraph, please? طيب. So you will read again, Ibrahim. Sorry for that, but you can go ahead.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
More importantly, it breaks one of my two personal rules for judging serious sports because it puts artificial limits on what we can be done. This is was this is why I cannot take any sport seriously if it involves doing something in water that is more naturally done out of water. My other rule is that the scoring has to be objective and measurable, not a matter of opinion. And of course, both of these criteria would rule out everyone's favorite example of an Olympic non-sport signature. Signature.
synchronized synchronized swimming. Synchronized swimming اللي هي السباحة المتزامنة. يعني a group of swimmers do some movements inside the water. Now,
Yeah.
more importantly, it breaks. It refers to what? What are we talking about? Because this is the start of the paragraph, you have to look back in the previous paragraph. أيوة يا شهد.
Speed walking.
Speed walking. He said that speed walking breaks one of his two personal rules for judging serious sports. Yani first, the writer talks about the criteria that IOC depends on when they choose a game or include a game in the Olympics. Now he moves to his personal opinion, his personal rules for judging serious sports. When I say serious sports, يعني whether they are real sports or non-real. هل هاي رياضة حقيقية أو لا? These are rules for the writer himself. They are not for the IOC. Pay attention. We have two personal rules for judging a serious sport or a real sport by the writer of the article. What are these two rules? Number one, the first rule for judging serious sports according to the writer of the article. Yes, ya Ibrahim.
What's artificial limits on what can be done?
هلا speed walking breaks this rule because it puts artificial limits on what can be done. معناته what is the rule? Speed walking is artificial. هلا حكينا انه the athletes should keep their feet in contact with the ground. They couldn't raise their feet from the ground, and also their legs should be straight. This is something artificial. They will look like robots. You know robots, huh? So they put
For sure.
artificial limits on what can be done. يعني في عنا أشياء صناعية, not real things, huh? معناته the rule is to say that this is a serious sport, a real sport. شو راح تكون يا إلهام؟
No artificial limits.
No artificial limits on what can be done. يعني to consider this sport as a serious one, it shouldn't put artificial limits. واضح؟ Not putting artificial limits on what can be done. This is the first rule. لكن why does speed walking, or why does the writer consider speed walking a silly or a non-real sport? Because it put artificial limits on what can be done. So pay attention to this point. طيب. Now يعني he can't take any sport seriously or consider it as a real sport if it involves doing something in water that is more naturally done out of water. يعني if I can do, for example, if we talk about the game that they play inside the water with the ball, this can be done out of water. So why they do it inside the water? تمام. If you can do it on land, no need to do it in water. This is something artificial. In the writer's opinion, this is not a real sport. Now, what is the second rule for judging a sport to be serious or not? The second rule. Aya Ibrahim.
His rule is that the scoring has to be objective and measurable, not a matter of opinion.
Good. It should be objective and measurable. يعني I have criteria, I have points in which I can measure. measure يعني قابل للقياس. measurable قابل للقياس. objective موضوعية. I do not depend on my personal opinion. I do not depend on how do I feel towards what they are doing. I mean the athletes. Now, both of these criteria, according to the writer, would rule out everyone's favorite example of an Olympic non-sport. Pay attention, what did he say about it? Non-sport, synchronized swimming. يعني synchronized swimming does not match any of the rules of the writer for considering a sport as a serious one. First, it put artificial limits on what can be done. لما بقول synchronized swimming, they make some movements inside water, and water is used for swimming. So this is something artificial. Number two, when they measure it, they depend on their opinion because they depend on the show that athletes do, not on certain points. So it is not objective and measurable. Scoring here is not objective and measurable. This is why synchronized swimming is ruled out to be a serious sport according to the writer. إذا in this paragraph يا توجيهي, you have to focus on the two criteria of the writer, the personal rules for him to judge a sport as a serious one, not having limits on what can be done. And number two, scoring should be objective and measurable. هلا ممكن يسألونا why synchronized swimming is not considered as a real sport according to the writer. You have to say it put limits on what can be done, and scoring is not objective and measurable for this sport. They do not match. I mean, synchronized swimming doesn't match the two criteria of the writer for judging a sport as a serious one. Now, let's move to the references to finish this. It again refers to speed walking. This طيب يا توجيهي, this line 17, this is why I can't. This. يا إبراهيم.
We can his opinion.
This is line 17. This is why I can't take any sport seriously if it involves doing something in water that is more
What's-
naturally done. The
what's
first rule,
say-
مش هيك? The first rule, not putting limits or artificial limits on what can be done. I طبعا refers to the writer of the article. طب it, if it involves it, yes يا توجيهي. Ahmed or Muhammad, Fuad. I don't know whether I missed one of the names. Shahid. Shahid, sorry. Yes, yes, Shahid.
Sports.
Yes, it refers to any sport. Now, توجيه, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Again, the light went out. Both of these criteria refers to yes. Which criteria? The two rules يا جماعة الخير. Put artificial أو not putting limits, artificial limits on what can be done, and scoring should be objective and measurable. Both of these criteria, the two rules, the two personal rules of the writer to judge a sport as a serious one or not. طيب, in this way, we finished the text. Now let's move to question number 4, which is very important. And by the way, in the Ministry of Education exams, when they ask students about this text, this question was one of them, to match the titles with the paragraphs. So read the text again and choose the best title for each paragraph. By the way, there is one title that you don't need. Yani no paragraph for this title. A, two examples of strange decisions. Which paragraph? We have 4 paragraphs يا توجيهي. Two examples of strange decisions. Which paragraph talks about this? يا جميل.
The third one.
Yes, you mean number 3. Number 3. طيب, good. What makes an Olympic sport? The title for this, for which paragraph? This title is for paragraph, Ibrahim.
A.
Again?
We can say A or number 1. Whatever you want.
Yes, paragraphs, you have to say number 1, number 2. So it is number
1.
Number 1. Yes. What about how the IOC works? Do we have any paragraph that talks about this title? Jamil?
All of them or number 1?
Does the text mention how the IOC works?
Number 1.
Number 1? Number 1 is what makes an Olympic sport. This is number 1. How the IOC works. No paragraph can explain this title. مش حكينا there is one title that you don't need. This is the title that we don't need. Good. Let's move to my own criteria. Which paragraph talks about this, Ibrahim? Number? Yes, please.
The last one. We can say
Number 4. Yes, number 4. You have to write a number, yeah, Ibrahim. A change of mind. Yani they say something, then they change their mind about it. Which paragraph is this? Paragraph? Ya Jamil.
2.
Paragraph 2, that's right. And these are the answers. You can have screenshots for them if you like. Now, the next question. Decide whether or if the statements are true or false according to the text. Number 1, golf was not included in the 2012 Olympic Games. True or false? Ibrahim.
True.
True. When was it included?
2016.
Good. 2016. Baseball, number 2. Baseball is popular in some European countries. Baseball is popular, famous, I mean, in some European countries. Ya Jamil.
It is a false.
False. It is not popular, or it is popular in some countries, in a little of countries. It has a little interest. The writer, number 3, the writer suggests speed walking should not be included in the Olympics. What do you think, ya Ibrahim?
True.
True. He said why such non-sport is a long-standing Olympic regular, while it is not a real sport, not a serious one, and others which are real and internationally popular are not included. Number 4, the writer gives clear reasons why some activities are not serious sports. Yes, Yahala?
True.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Clear reasons, we mean the rules that he has, his own criteria. Yes, what do the pronouns highlighted in the text refer to? Number 1, they, line 4, refers to Ibrahim, they,
Sport.
sports. Number 2, it, line 7. Yes, ya Ilham.
Baseball.
It, baseball, that's right. And it, line 11, Ibrahim,
Squash.
it, line, yes, squash, that's right. And it, line 16, Jamil,
It is speed walking. Speed
speed,
walking.
yes, speed walking. And these are the answers for questions 5 and 6. You can have screenshots for them. Yes. Now time is finished, but I will send you an example of Ministry of Education exams on this text with the answers on the community of my channel on YouTube. By the way, I've sent examples of comprehension text questions from the ministry exams about Unit 8 and Unit 9. You can have a look at them, and I'll send one for this text in this text in the on the YouTube in the community. In this way, we finish. Tomorrow, inshallah, we are going to start with, not tomorrow, next Sunday, inshallah, we are going to start with the language, which is about wish and regret. Meet you at that time. Thank you, my dear students. I will stop the recording and have the attendance, and then you can leave. Thanks for all of you.